Welcome to the Fairy Elephant Effect, a space for realignment, self-responsibility, and the kind of clarity that changes everything. I am Elizabeth Walter, life coach, EFT tapping specialist, and the author of the Fairy Elephant Effect, and a guide for people ready to stop shrinking and start living from truth. In this podcast, we explore emotional resilience, shifting the stories that no longer serve us, living with more energy, not less, as we grow. We have fantastic guests on the podcast that come along and share their fairy elephant effects, and when you get to choose your next chapter on your own terms. I speak from experience, not theory, and what I share has helped hundreds of others reclaim their power and return to themselves. You won't find fluff or false promises, just real conversations, grounded truths, and honest encouragement. You matter because everything starts and ends with you. Let's begin. Hello, and welcome back to the podcast this week. This week I want to talk to you about why I love EFT tapping. It completely changed my life, and it continues to change the lives of my clients every single week. It is something I not only use in my work, but my own personal day-to-day life. EFT, or Emotional Freedom Technique, is also known as tapping. I started going to talk therapy in the 2000s for complex post-traumatic disorder and anxiety, panic attacks, and phobias. I was quite a muddled puddle. It's probably, that's what I would call myself. I was a muddled puddle. And each week we would talk about the stuff that was causing so much grief and anxiety and pain and turmoil in my life. And until we had EFT tapping, I would go home and sit in that puddle and be completely overwhelmed and not be able to function in everyday life because it was just too big for me. Then my psychotherapist heard about this technique, EFT tapping, and we went and did the basic and advanced therapeutic. That's when things started to change for me because I didn't have to talk about the story so much unless I wanted to. I could just talk about the emotion, and we were removing stuff from my life. I started to go home feeling a little bit more inspired and have a little bit more energy to live in the moment. And so EFT was really very special to me and did change my life. And one story I'm going to share with you today, because I think it's significant for people to understand and for this to land for them, because they feel that EFT is just a silly little thing. Now, one of my big things that was happening for me, and it had been happening for quite a while, was I would have panic attacks when I got behind the wheel of a car. I was in a hypervigilant state in my body and was over anxious and scanning for everything. It became the norm for me. And I would stop when I was driving because I would feel like I was having a heart attack. My diaphragm would lock up. I had this terrible wind pain. I couldn't breathe, and the fear that something catastrophic was happening would take over my body. I'd get out of the car, I'd walk around the car, try and calm myself down. My kids were in the car. They were probably 9, 10 or 11, a couple of years between them. And they would just wait because I'd have to get myself being able to get behind the wheel again without feeling this overwhelming, consuming, yucky feeling that sort of took over. So once we had been unpacking stuff at the EFT with my psychotherapist, this one day, the panic attack happened, and I thought, I am just going to do tapping right here, right now, while I'm having a panic attack. I'm not going to get out of the car. So I started tapping into the panic, saying, even though I'm having this panic attack. There was a few other words I said, but that's really a lot of what I said. And my kids thought she has completely gone loopy now, because now she's tapping on her eye and above her eye and the side of her eye, and she's talking to herself. But I did it anyway. And for the first time in a very long time, I didn't have to get on the car. The EFT helped release that intense emotion enough that I could turn the car back on and drive home. It felt like a victory because it was something that I now could use. And after that, anytime I had a panic attack, I would use it. I got over the fear that people might think I'm silly. So if I went somewhere and I started to get anxious, I'd go in the bathroom and I would tap in the bathroom. I found it was fabulous. And I've also done tapping with other people as well. There are times that I need to be taking action with somebody else. But tapping is brilliant. If you haven't done something like this and you want a tool that's going to help you navigate life, the ups and downs that we all have, this may be the tool for you. So what is EFT exactly? It's a simple, powerful technique that combines Chinese meridian wisdom with modern psychology. You tap with your fingertips on specific acupressure points, and it is fingertips. It needs to be the pads of your fingers. And some of those points are the same ones that are used in acupuncture. And we do this while focusing on an emotion, memory, or a thought pattern, belief that has been troubling you, been looping back around for you. And as I say, it might sound unusual at first, but the reason it works is because it addresses both the emotional mind and the physical body. Now, our body has its own mind. Joe Dispenza will back you up on that. He is also an EFT tapper. I don't know if many people know about that. And then there's the science behind EFT. The brain and the nervous system, they're connected. Our bodies are connected. Our heads are not just for carrying, our bodies are not just to carry our heads around. We are connected. Our mind has its own mind and our body has its own mind. And so what EFT does is reduces activity in the amygdala. And the amygdala is really important. I'm going to liken it to you at a train station, and the station master, he's the one with the flag. And when he raises the flag, everybody down the line is going to raise the flag as well. And so when the station master raises his flag, that is our nervous system saying, we're off, we're going to have panic, everybody get ready, let's get going as fast as we can. And we are now in a state that we don't want to be, and it's out of our control because we do not know how to get the station master to put his flag down. EFT does that. It turns down the signals of fight, flight, and freeze in the amygdala. That's a tool that can give us that emotional breath, that moment to make a new choice, the moment where we get to respond to an event instead of just reacting. That's a really good thing in itself. But wait, there's more. Because we pair tapping with words and phrases, we interrupt the old looping thoughts that had kept anxiety alive. So when we're tapping, we are actually starting to rewire the brain in real time. And this brings in neuroplasticity, because with repetition, EFT literally helps the brain to build new neuron pathways. Instead of staying locked in old trauma responses, we create new stories, new patterns, new freedom, new choice in our lives. I love EFT because it can do so many different things for us. It can give us relief. It can be very fast, in minutes, not months. It's gentle. We don't have to relive every detail of trauma, and that can be very important because sometimes we don't know exactly what happened, or sometimes we don't even want to look back at what happened. And living in the past and going back all the time is not a great way to be living our lives forward. So your body doesn't have to work in the way that it has to remember everything. We are guiding our body with the tapping. It's empowering, and once you learn it, you've got it. It's yours. It can be like with me in the car, in that meeting. You're lying awake at night. You have a tool for life. It's also holistic. I'm a very intuitive tapper. And when I have a client in front of me, I am tuning into their emotional body, their mental anguish, what their stories are, and we are finding the tapping to go with this going to give them the best result. It doesn't just shift the mind, it shifts the body, the emotions, and the energy all at once. And that's another part of why it's so holistic. It can give you freedom back. And for a woman like me, who used to have terrible panic attacks, who now can drive around the whole of New Zealand, who loves driving, you can change your story. You can change how your body moves in the world, and it's not as difficult as you thought. So if you're ever stuck in stress or fear or overwhelm, tapping can be your doorway out. If you're holding old patterns or stories, EFT can help you release them gently and rewrite them in a way that supports your future. If you're curious but still skeptical, I have a super special on for September only. 3 45-minute sessions, $220 New Zealand dollars. It's a great way for you to give EFT a go, find out if I'm somebody you would like to work with, and also to tackle one or two problems, because we can work on them, shift them, change them, rearrange them. We can do that. I would like to thank you for joining me today. If it resonates with you, reach out. You can just PM me, because you matter. Everything starts and ends with you. Next week, we have our special guest, Brandy Graham. She lives in the United States and has been a beauty and hairstylist for many years. After hearing stories from the chair and seeing these women having conversations, she felt like she wanted to offer something deeper for them, and has now moved into the coaching space, helping women transform their lives, because she has this beautiful heart and energy about her, and I am sure you're going to enjoy listening to her story. And there she has some offers for people. They may want to go and work for her, because there is always someone that is right for us. Unless you say yes to you, you're going to be staying in the same space, and I don't want that for you. Until next week, have a great week. Check out the EFT tapping at Lizzie's Insights Coaching YouTube channel. For every podcast, I do a tapping to go with it. And would love to hear your feedback on any platforms. Please share this podcast with anybody that may need to hear it, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Let's spread the word that you are allowed to have a beautiful life, to feel good on the inside out. Bye for now. See you next week. Next week, everybody, take care of you. You matter. Look after yourself, because you're the most important person in the room. You can find more tools and inspiration on my website, lizziesinsightscoaching.com, and my YouTube channel, where I share EFT tapping videos you can follow along with. If you haven't tried tapping before, I encourage you to give it a go. It's a powerful tool for transformation. And please subscribe to my channel. If you're ready to move past your past and start living more impactfully, you can reach out to me at welcome@lizziesinsightscoaching.com. I may have a space for a one-to-one EFT counselling session, or for those ready to truly step in their power, I offer an 8-week program, Release and Truly Align. Don't let anything be a barrier between you and the life you're most meant to live. Thank you again for joining me today on the Fairy Elephant Effect. Have a great week. Until next time, everybody. Bye for now.